Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream tonight. This is your host, Mike, with our co-host, Bagger Bader. Firecracker will not be joining us tonight, but we've got Blowout Biker Productions in the house and the Cathouse. Kyle from Pig Trail will be joining us shortly. He said he might be a few minutes late. If you're joining us and you're out there in the stream, send us a message in the chat. Let us know who all's here. I know Ray's Moto Life is already in the house, and Mr. and Mrs. Thumper. So Ray's been like in the chat for an hour waiting for this thing to start. He's excited. So while we're waiting on Kyle and stuff, let's let everybody know who Blowout is, and he can tell us about that next event here that he's got coming up. I'm going to throw it up on the screen.
There we go. Good shout out, man. There you go, man.
Oh, yeah. So I'm Blowout. I'm going to be hosting out at Flatheads, Eureka Springs, but we also do I host rallies all over the Texas and Sturgis, Michigan, Eureka Springs this year. But we also, every year, we're the only people that do a 21 and over campground during the Lone Star Rally down in Galveston. And me and my wife put this together. This is our 12th year doing it, 21 and over. My main rule is about our only rule is be respectful. Other than that, we don't care. We do bike games, bike shows, vendors, concerts every night, late night partying. It's one hell of a party, and we're the only ones that do that during the Lone Star Rally. We're not affiliated with them at all, and so we're our own deal, our own little mom and pops event. So it's a great time, great place to stay if you come out to Lone Star Rally. Enjoy the party and go out and deal with all the madness on the island during the day and party with us at night.
I'm going to have to send my dad over there. He lives in Bay City, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from Galveston. He went to the Lone Star Rally last year for one afternoon, but he's used to those kind of rallies. We're both members of Freedom of Road Riders, and we have our rules 18 and older, but you have to be 21 to drink. We tag minors, but nobody under 18. And it's an old school bike rally. We don't allow golf carts. We don't allow ATVs. There's a camping area that's for tents and a camping area for RVs. And we have 2 bands every night and biker games and wet t-shirt contests and all skin to win contests and all that good fun stuff. That's the kind of stuff that's kind of rally stuff we like to go hang out at and just camp. And you never have to leave the campground. Everything you need to entertain you is right there the whole weekend.
And we have that. We have people that live within 5 miles. We rent the Galveston County Fairgrounds in Hitchcock, which is about 12 miles from Galveston Island. And we have people that live within 5 miles of us that bring their RV or their tent out there and just stay there and party and never go to the island, never leave the campground. They just party and have a good time. But we also have a shuttle. We have a really badass shuttle bus that'll shuttle you over to the island. So if you don't want to ride, if you want to go to the island and party and don't want to deal with all the parking issues and the drunk issues or get a DUI, they can take the shuttle for a low cost. They can go over there. It makes it a lot easier. At our place, we rent the fairground, like I said, Galveston County Fairgrounds, but they don't jack with us at all. They let us do whatever we want to do. We do the wet t-shirt contest, and we have late night. We have a big crew that sets up a huge tent, and their parties are going to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Stripper poles, good times.
So we got somebody from down under in here. The Harley Road Show's in the chat. They're from Australia. So, hey, guys, how are you guys doing? I don't even know what time it is over there, but we're glad you joined us. And then my buddy Dan, Ozark HD Riders, they're in the chat here tonight. XAN Bikers joined us. Motoring the Galaxy is from the St. Louis area. So he's come to some events in this area and stuff. So hopefully he'll be able to make it down for Bike Fest. He was at Sturgis, I know, or Bikes Blues and Bike Fest at Eureka Springs. And then let's see who else we got here. Cornbread's in the house under Bethany's ID. He's one of the members on my channel and stuff. So I guess while we're waiting on Kyle, is there anything else you want to start with that we want to talk about? I got stuff here for Jonesys. They've got some stuff going on in Eureka Springs. We could talk about that a little bit. I know they're not in the house yet, but.
So not to interrupt you, Mike. So like with Jonesys. So Jonesys is actually the owners of Arts Place in Fayetteville. So they've been doing this thing, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, for years. You know what I mean? It's one of the oldest bars down there in the Fayetteville, Rogers area. So that's Eric and Nikki. They opened a beautiful little spot up here, right on the edge of town. Breakfast place. full bar. Actually, there are beer and wine and stuff up there. They're gonna have vendors up there, and they're gonna have our buddy Big Rob up there cooking some barbecue and stuff like that. It's just one more thing Eureka didn't have last year. It's a great little place. I mean, it's, who else you want to throw up there?
Well, hang on here. Let's see.
I got a quick question about Jonesy's.
Sure.
Is this a bar that I know of? I mean, has it been active in the past? I can't picture where it's at.
Okay, so like if you go out, Steve, when you're in Eureka, if you go out towards Berryville, straight out 62 out there, right
Yep.
when you cross past the graveyard on the right-hand side, you'll see it. It used to be like a breakfast place and a bar. It was a cool place, you know what I mean? And then it became like, I think, a Mexican restaurant for a little while. And they've had it probably 8 or 9 months now. But because they're on the other side of the city limits, it's a whole different world trying to get an alcohol license permit out there and stuff. So it took them a little while. But they're going to have their alcohol permit come September 20th, actually the first day of the rally. So we really want you guys to go by there. It's a family-run business, man. They got their beautiful daughters out there working and a bunch of their family and friends that support them. And they've always supported us. In fact, me and Adam, when we ran down the hill to Pig Trail last year, we actually went to Art's place, man, because that's where I used to go, when Fayetteville was a place. And still great hamburgers, man. And that's what this rally's always been about. It's about Northwest Arkansas. And that's why I'm gonna let Kyle. I don't want to steal none of Kyle's light. That's his area down there. I call it the bottom of the hill.
Well, we got Jonesy's up here. I wanted to ask Steve, do you recognize this guy, the pitmaster here? Because I'm sure you have seen him at the Cathouse. In fact, there's a video a year or two ago of him taking somebody in the street and settling them down.
I was gonna say,
remember that?
Jeff's a pipe hitting motherfucker, but this guy looks like he's got some pipes of his own.
Yeah. I saw Rob when we were in Eureka Springs just a couple of weeks ago, and he told me he was going to be cooking at Jonesy's. So I said, your shit better be good because I'm going to come try it.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro, that dude knocks it out of the park. And, that's why I always say, you know what I mean? It's the people that dictate the results of what your business does. Big Rob's a perfect example of that. That guy, I guarantee you, will be at every business during this rally, supporting it, giving everybody a hug, looking out for you, bringing all his friends to town, cooking barbecue at Jonesy's, coming up here and having a drink with all his, his crew. And that's just Rob. I mean, that's what Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is about, is people like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to send Kyle a message and see. But we just lost Blowout. He'll have to reconnect.
Uh-oh.
But that's all right. We'll give him a second. I think he's already.
I was telling Mike before you jumped on, Jeff, just how many cool fuckers I've met riding my motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I go down to Eureka, everybody's so nice, friendly, and everybody's in a good mood. And you just can't help but get addicted to it.
No, I got you, bro. I mean, that's just part of Arkansas. I mean, you get here and stuff like that, and the people that are secure with themselves and are about this event. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, they're just very cool people in that way.
Yep.
Kyle said he'll be on in a minute. While we're waiting on Kyle, we might throw this one up here. We talk about some of the stuff Switchback's going on. They have events like every day. They've got live music going on starting Thursday and Friday, and there's a meetup on Friday night at 5:00 there with the Badgers, and I'm going to be down there for that. Then I'm going to ride up to the Cathouse about 6:45. They said their parade's at 7, but I want to be at the Cathouse by 7 because that's when we officially kick off our meet and greet at the Cathouse at 7 to 9 on Friday night. And then they've got live music on Saturday night. They've got their BFE poker run on Saturday. Kickstands are up at 11. They have a poker run after party at 5. And of course, if you haven't been to Switchback, usually about sundown or so, people kind of start heading toward the Cathouse and toward Eureka Springs and stuff. So, and they're good with that. That's just, they come on up and they hang out and party with everybody too. So that's kind of how they'll run. Then they have a little meetup on Sunday morning at 9:30. I'm sure that'll be another one of the Badgers rides or something, but they've got stuff going on at the Switchback all weekend. I will be there on Friday night about 5 o'clock, hanging out for a little while before we head up to. Is anybody else getting some kind of noise?
Yeah, that's probably the traffic going by my house here.
Oh, okay. I was like, sounds like somebody's toilet's blowing up.
Semi jack.
Piece of shit vehicles rolling down the street.
I hear you. So anyway, Switchback Bar, they've got stuff going on. That's Bike Fest Eureka Springs. They're part of that event along with Jonesys and the Cathouse and Flathead. So give them a shout out. Let everybody know what's going on there. We had a really good time there for the dice run, and the Cathouse was part of the dice run there on Labor Day weekend. That was a fun time. I just put a video out. If you don't know what a dice run is, go watch that video and you'll learn and you'll see how much fun we had. It would have been even better if I'd have won that $890 pot, but we didn't get there.
Hey, can I want to kind of elaborate on that a little bit too, Mike? So
absolutely.
Okay, so Bike Fest, I just want to give credit where credit's due. So Andy, during COVID or right before COVID, I think it was, it's been going on 4 or 5 years now. Andy's crazy, my hockey buddy, but that dude him and Carrie do more for the town of Eureka by spreading the word, taking poker runs, taking people riding all over the country. That's what Carrie and Andy do. And during that COVID year and the year afterwards, when Bike Palooza and BBQ quit, you know what I mean, or shut down or whatever, Andy and Carrie did Bike Fest and did it here in Eureka with a few of us businesses and kept bikes and blues and barbecue going in Eureka Springs and also helped it grow. So that's always been Andy's event, Bike Fest Eureka Springs. You know what I mean? I'll leave it at that right there. But Andy and Carrie, they do that. We couldn't do half of what we do if we didn't have people like that in our corner. And they need to have all the credit for keeping this thing going, being positive, and trying to make Eureka Springs the destination it is.
Michael Mannering says his daughter's-in-law is getting married BBB weekend, so he's not going to make that, but he'll be down to Spring Fling. And I think he's going to make it to Bike Fest to see me on Friday, it looks like. Our friend Bama here wants everybody to know that the Rockin' Pig will have plenty of food and drinks for bikers. He works there, and he's served me some very good sliders over there at Pig Trail.
No, Rockin' Pig.
Well, the Rockin' Pig food booth, he was working at Pig Trail Harley Davidson one day when I was over there.
Oh, yeah.
I think he works both locations, but one weekend I was in town and he was working the little trailer over at Pig Trail and stuff, and I happened to get a chance to meet him and say hi.
Yeah, Marshall, yeah. So Marshall's one of those restaurants too that he goes straight farm to table, man. So if you want to get a badass steak, man, or you know what I mean? I used to always love their sopapilla cheesecake, man. It was off the hook. The fire roasted or brick oven pizzas. I mean, you're not going to go wrong there. They'll be inundated over there, over by Pig Trail here in Eureka Springs. And they do have that location next door. I always forget about that down there next to Kyle. So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to go wrong going to see them.
So Mr. and Mrs. Thumper said we are at Flathead, but we'll be at BBB. So I'm not sure if they will not be a Flathead, but will be at B&B or what that means. But maybe they can elaborate on that for us.
Yeah,
I think we're missing something there. But Kyle should be on any minute here. I got a message from him, so we'll see him come in here. I want to mention it. I don't have a slide for it, but I'm going to be up at the local bar and grill on Thursday night for a meet and greet, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I just threw that out on Facebook. So if anybody's in town Thursday night, wants to come out and have a drink, we'll be up at the local bar and grill having a drink up there on Thursday night with them. They're in Golden, Missouri, just on the other side of the line from Eureka Springs. And that's a new bar that Jeff kind of told me about.
Yeah, I want to check that place out.
Hey, I'm telling you, yeah, another one, bro. I mean, I don't know what it is about her name out there. I always forget his wife's name. Is Eric and Nikki, but his wife's beautiful. Runs that place, man. That you can play Keno up there, get a lottery ticket. They got killer food, great little bar. It's a neighborhood bar, and it's literally right across the border there when you come at the state line right there. Just great people. The thing about what we wanted to make sure that everybody knew about Eureka up here, because Eureka's its own entity up here, and those are one of the people that make this place every weekend, because they're open 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. So we want to make sure they get their exposure too. And Mike helped them out with that. That's right in his territory in Missouri. So it worked out great for them.
All right, we're going to bring Kyle in here. Mr. Kyle from Pig Trail Harley Davidson. How you doing, Kyle?
Good to see you.
What's up, brother?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. What's going on?
Sorry I'm late. My son had a basketball camp and my daughter had volleyball tonight, so we were spread a little thin.
Well, family always comes first, so we don't mind waiting. We're just glad you could be here to join us. I took the liberty of finding this little tidbit on your Facebook page to throw up there so you can tell people all about what you got going on. All the vendors are going to be there, all the great stuff happening over there in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. And looking forward. It's going to be a great rally here, man. I don't know if y'all have looked at the weather forecast, but it's looking beautiful.
Yep.
Perfect for some fall riding. So I guess what did I miss? Some good stuff, I bet.
Well, we talked about what Switchback has going on, and we talked about Jonesys, and that's kind of where we were. We haven't talked about, we were kind of going to let you talk about all the stuff on your, as Jeff said, at the bottom of the hill.
Okay. Are we calling Rogers the bottom of the hill?
Well, I meant that. I said that with a smile on my face, Kyle. But yeah, really, Kyle's up here too because he's got Eureka Springs Harley Davidson. So
that's right.
World, so.
Yeah, no, that doesn't bother me. I'm good. Just trying to understand my place in the map, man.
Well,
I think elevation wise, you're slightly lower than Eureka Springs, is what he's saying.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought about it that way. I like that. We'll take the bottom of the hill.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, well, if we got a great vendor pool this year, looking forward to hosting all them. Some of the big names like Legend will be there doing free installs on shocks. Legend suspension, they're some of the best in the business. Saddleman Seats will be have a huge display of seats. That's all going to be in our drag specialties tent, which if anybody's been to the dealership, it's close to the bike tent. It's about a 40 by 60 outfit. And then we're going to have Clockworks windshields for the first time at our dealership for the rally. Cool. And they're bringing a big spread.
The whole Clockworks crew's coming, huh?
Yeah, so we got a couple of the Clockworks guys going to be there, educating and selling their product. And then Chromeworks will be back with their semi. So they'll be doing, exhaust and handlebars, grips. And I don't know if y'all have seen some of their new stuff, but they actually have the proprietary finishing process for the CVO exhaust. And if you've looked at the CVO finish, so if anybody's looking to add the Chromeworks finish to their bike, it's beautiful. It's an amazing finish, different. We built a 120th anniversary that's got some on it that's just, out of this world. So they're going to be set up with their big, beautiful display. We'll have bug slide. You got to keep the bikes clean when you go over to Cathouse and Jonesys and Boyham's out there in Eureka and come back and hit all those bugs, man. Come see the guys at Bug Slide.
Yep.
But we got a really great vendor selection. Sorry,
hey, Kyle, here's a question here that somebody had that you might be able to answer a little bit. I know Flatheads has a pretty good schedule on there, but I mean, the Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue website has a pretty good schedule for bands that are going to be at different venues and things like that, right?
Yeah, if you go on their website, and then they also have on their Facebook page a lot of the music that's playing. Let's see.
I'm sure you're going to have bands as well, right? Just like usual.
Yeah, so we got on our Facebook, if you go to our event section on Facebook, it's got all the bands playing. So we got some, everybody asked for blues bands. Chris Duarte is going to be playing our place. They play some great blues music. So if you want to hop in on that. And then I don't know if everybody knows this, but the Bryant Band comes every year to our spot. Tom Bryant used to be one of the lead singers of Head East. And he's, man, Jeff, you've probably heard him. He's phenomenal.
Oh, he's badass, man. Tom's a legend, man, and he's got his own way of doing things. And a lot of people don't know the history behind him. I guess, I don't really know why that is, but I mean, I've heard people saying kind of fucking badmouth, excuse my language, badmouth BBB for not latching on to the blues thing. You can't tell me when Tom Bryant's doing some of his songs, he's got a blues feel to him. You know what I mean? He's just great guy.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he lives in Kansas City. He's here all the time. He's really, really good.
Yeah, he's out in Mountain Home, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a shop out there, but he plays a lot of music, and he's super cool, super down to earth.
Yep.
But yeah, on our Facebook page, all of our music. Another blues band, Blue Reed, they're solid. And then these guys, Simply Seeger, man, they play a really good Bob Seger cover. They're local, but they travel too. So, yeah, I'm really excited for the music. So we've got music at Rogers and Eureka. We're in the process of finishing up a new stage in Eureka. So at that location, we're going to have a little different layout. We've been doing some refreshing to the property. But we haven't announced fully, but we are a temporary entertainment district up there. So when you come get your beer, you'll be able to walk around the whole property. And we're excited to be able to offer that. We actually did it in 2019, and then COVID kind of, changed everything. So it's back. Yeah, I saw that map. That's great, man. Eureka is going to be jamming this year.
Right. So somebody asked if we offer a map for all these places to go. This is on Adam's website. I'd pulled this off earlier in case people had questions. Adam's done a great job of putting this together. Gives you where the events are and kind of shows you on the map. But I mean, essentially in Rogers, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but we basically have Pig Trail, Harley Davidson, and then we have the bricks.
Downtown.
So you've got Pig Trail, which we're kind of like your, vendors, shopping, music. We do have a beer garden as well. And then downtown, Bikes on the Bricks, which is your Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue main stage area. And that area down there is also an entertainment district. There's lots of restaurants. They'll have vendors down there. And then on Saturday, the barbecue competition will happen down there in downtown Rogers. And then the convention center is going to be back. And that's where the Harley Davidson demo rides. Actually, the other day, Tommy was talking, BMW is going to be bringing their demo rides. So you're going to have Harley demo rides, BMW demo rides, and then they'll have vendors out in that area as well. So that should be a nice upgrade over last year with, 2 manufacturers coming and then the other people that are coming. So there's 3 spots in Rogers.
Well, and that's what I was trying to explain when you had his vendors list up there. I was going to ask Kyle this. So the vendors list that he was showing is the vendors you're going to have at Pig Trail Harley Davidson. That's all a list of what you're going to have.
That's correct.
Davidson. And then the convention center, on top of that, Kyle's going to have the demo trucks there, Not like you said, BMW. I guess that's a new one just came up. That's in Rogers, and then you're gonna have vendors there. Then you're also gonna have the bricks in Rogers, which kind of makes that little triangle right there, and they're all real close to each other. That's one separate entity. The map that you have is strictly kind of Eureka Springs. We tried to just put everybody on there that kind of is supportive of this deal up here. And then Rogers is a whole different reel. And Kyle, there was some information out there. I want to make sure if it's right. I should ask you. But are you having demo rides too in Eureka Springs, or is it only at the convention center?
No, the demo rides will be back in Eureka. So 2 locations for Eureka. Or sorry, 2 locations, Rogers and Eureka. And they're going to have the new CVOs in Rogers. They're going to have some performance build bikes in Rogers. They'll have the Icon and Enthusiast paint sets on display there.
So I'm going to bust your bubble a little bit. BMW was there last year. You know how I know? Because I rode the R18. And while I wouldn't take it over a Harley, I would take it over an Indian. I'm just going to tell you.
Well,
it's a pretty sweet ride.
Mike, I got to tell you, I don't make it around much during Bikes Blues because my hands are full at the shop. So
I know.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
to the Riding in the Ozarks crowd. I did not mean to misquote that.
No. No, but they were there. That's the reason I know, because I rode one last year.
Yeah, you know what? They make a great product, and it's nice to have, some different products.
I got a buddy who wants to ride a Triumph, and Triumph has on their website that they're going to be in Rogers, but they don't say where. Have you heard anything about them?
Well, the Indian dealership now sells Triumph, so I would imagine at their dealership they would.
So maybe that's what the deal is. Yeah, it didn't give a street location or spot. It just said Rogers, Arkansas. I'm like, well, that's a pretty big stab in the dark.
Yeah, they're sold out of the Heritage Indian, right down the street from us.
Well, I'll tell him where to go look then.
Yeah, so
he wants one of those. He wants one of those Rocket 3s, the largest production motorcycle engine in the industry.
Yeah, those are crazy.
So
in Rogers, Kyle's gonna have music at Pig Trail and all the baddest vendors, and the convention center's gonna have vendors and the demo rides, and then the Bricks is gonna have. They got Jackal down there Saturday night. I'm not sure. You know the concerts down there, Kyle?
Yeah, here. Let me pull this up here. So I don't know if you ever heard of John Cottonley, but he was a big country star. That's Thursday night. And then Tuesday's Gone. They're one of the premier Skinner tributes. They're going to be playing Friday night. And they got a bunch of other music. Ian Moore, I believe that's. Let me pull this up, guys.
I might interject real fast. For those that have never been to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue that's watching this, Pig Trail Harley-Davidson is a must stop. Kyle puts on a first-rate setup, and he's got it down to a science, and you will have a good time there.
Well, yeah, and I want to add to that a little bit too, Steve, because just like I said about Andy and Carrie earlier out there at the Switchback. So for 2 years and the last year of Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue coming back, Kyle didn't miss a beat, man. He's been doing the rally on 86, and we stuck with the dates, and along with him, we've kept the people with something to do and never let the dates die. So, yeah. I mean, Kyle's a big part of Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue being in the position it's in, just to be the entity it is still. I mean, because that's what he did. I mean, he kept it going. Those of us that cherish the business that our people bring us, those are what kept it going. Now, Kyle's had a lot to do with helping Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue adapt to what they've been giving them, and no one should be talking shit or whatever. I mean, these things are not the easiest things to pull off. But the thing is, you can tell by the lineup this year. Look how big the lineup is just alone in the Rogers area. Then you add Eureka Springs to it. Look at the lineup and the map you had of Anna Sadenval in Eureka Springs. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is going to be bigger than it ever has been this year. that by Kyle and Andy and all those people helping everybody keeping it going. It's bringing back the competition. It's made the people shoot for something and try and make step up their game to be involved. And that's what's happening, man.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of people to thank for the last couple of years. I mean, Eureka stepped up. The Hideout down on 16. Jeff, you guys, Boyum. I mean, all of us just kind of got together and said, let's keep this thing alive. So, and then we got Mike with Riding in the Ozark that helps promote it, and Adam and Sandoval, TJ. I mean, there's a lot of people that, this is just a great area. So, and it's going to continue to get better. The street closures in Rogers, that's a big step. And, one thing a lot of people don't know, the hours that were requested for the rally in Fayetteville are the exact same that they, for shutting down the streets, that they asked Rogers to do. It's the same playbook. I think people probably got the hint and stayed out of the motorcycle traffic over time, but they never asked for all day. And it just ended up evolving and turning into that. So that's just a little tidbit of info.
Yeah, I brought that up to Kyle. I didn't realize that they were the same hours. I'll admit it. I kind of expected it to be like from Friday at noon to, Saturday night. That's the way Bike Fest does it. They basically, like, once it starts on Friday, they have a section that they keep shut down. Only like the bar owners that have businesses down there and the staff that have to work it are allowed to drive in, and it's bike only. It's for everybody else. So it's a little different than what I'm used to, but I mean, if it works, then great. It's definitely a step in the right direction over last year.
Yeah. It's going to improve.
And as people, I think last year there was probably a lot of locals that came out just to see what it was about. That hopefully that'll die down. Their curiosity will die down, and they won't be just out there taking up space on the sidewalk when they're not really part of the scene.
Yeah, and the whole downtown area is trying to evolve. I went to a downtown merchants meeting, and a lot of those merchants are just trying to understand like how to adapt, how to welcome riders. It was really positive. A lot of them were excited. They're just trying to understand how do they fit into this whole deal. But the energy was strong, man. It was, the Destination Rogers leader. They had Tommy from Bikes Blues. They had the merchants leader. So it was, it's going to continue to be a positive, I believe. And
now, somebody asked here about attendance, and Kyle, Jeff, you guys probably know better than I, but I mean, as I understand it, this is a top 5 rally for Harley Davidson on their scale. It is in the top 5 for rallies in the United States for attendance pre-COVID. I know we're building back up from that, but the numbers I always heard were like 300 to 400,000.
Yeah, that was the estimate pre-COVID. So probably, 200,000 this year. We'll see.
Let's shoot for 250.
It could be bigger. Those are always hard to, figure out. Now Sturgis, I'm pretty sure they put out the traffic counters.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So does Bike Fest, but you got to watch that whole traffic counter thing. Is they count every time you cross over it. So if you go into town every day from saying outside, it counts as multiple attendance.
Yeah.
A lot of these big rallies now are using cell phone pings and stuff, that data from those things.
That'd be probably a better indicator of the increase in cell phone numbers that are in the area.
Yeah, that's what the one I do up in Michigan. That's what talking to the captain that runs that show for the police, and that's what I was asking about, how they figure their attendance, and they do it by looking at cell phone pings and things like that to the towers and what have you.
I mean, you'd have to ask Kyle, but I'll tell you what. Last year was the best year we ever had, and the year before that, every year in Eureka since we've been here 8 years, it's got better and better. And not just Eureka's growth within Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, whatever forms it's in. But I mean, talking to Kyle, the little bit we do about Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue and stuff like that. I mean, I'm for sure we didn't have as many people, but there also wasn't as many businesses involved. So Eureka was good last year, and those other 2 years, it never. The true people, the core that comes to this rally, they're going to come because they met friends here, they got friends here, they know when they come to Pig Trail, they're going to get the bike, get the service they want. They know when they come up here that Eureka Springs is going to be open, that we're not going anywhere. Can't move this place. You know what I mean? Now, the people that come, that's why, Rogers or the Bricks or whatever, the people that focus on that, you got these little naysayers and haters up here that they probably live around the corner. You know what I mean? So if they didn't get their way or whatever at Rogers downtown, maybe they got some negative shit. I understand about the car and the motorcycle problem, but I think Rogers learned from that lesson. Just like Kyle said, they're putting out the deal from that. It just gets frustrating sometimes to hear the little negativities when it's like 3 or 4 people, and you get these outsiders that it starts resonating with it. It stop them from trying to experience that. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, the Jackal downtown is probably going to be a pretty good deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm anxious to go down there and check it out, and I hope that it's better than what I experienced last year. And I'm sure, the traffic situation is going to be much better already. So I'm anxious to see how it grows. And I just hope that the city continues to monitor and have both feet in and say, okay, next year, what can we do to make it better? What can we, don't just rest on your laurels. Let's keep making it better.
No event's ever perfect. There's always room for improvement. They're making steps in the right direction with the traffic and the parking. The music's improved. I see real effort this year over last year to bring this a step higher, and that's just what you got to keep doing. Every year is try and figure out what you can add to the pie to make it even better.
Yeah, I think they, last year, as soon as the event was over, they had a meeting like, hey, what can we do? What do we need to adjust to? And I think you'll see that again. The Chamber of Commerce president's fully engaged. So it's a different energy than it was with, what was going on in Fayetteville. So I think you'll see exciting things. And, you got Eureka that's just like blossoming. You're now adding Flatheads rally. There's so much to do out there. This is a big event. So the more it's spread out and you got these quality venues, the more people that want to come. Just like Sturgis. You got Sturgis, you got Buffalo Chip, you got Full Throttle kickstands, you got Deadwood, Hill City. And, Arkansas definitely has the ability to rival that with the, Eureka and little towns down south, Jasper. And, we got some beautiful riding here, man.
Hey, I'm going to blow everybody's doors off. We're going to get a lot of messages after what I'm about to say. I think the riding in Northwest Arkansas, I'm not going to say it's better than Sturgis, but there's a lot more of it. I mean, there's thousands of miles of great roads.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm with you, Steven. It's not even because I live here or I have a dog in the fight, but I'm telling you, I mean, it's just you're dealing with roads up there that get a lot more snow. They're just not as maintained as good this year. You know what I mean? And to me, and you also got banking elevated curves. I mean, it's like a fucking racetrack every time you go out your house. You know what I mean? You can't beat the son of a bitch. You know what I mean? And, and that's why Kyle's got Legend Suspensions here to keep you on the road correctly. You know what I'm saying? Tell him I need a few dollars for that, Kyle.
Come on over.
Tell him I need some shocks.
Yeah, let's throw a tire guy out there. If you get the right set of tires down here, man, set it up. I mean, this is some of the baddest shit in the country. You guys mentioned Flatheads. I'm gonna say something. We're gonna make this hill climb thing grow up here, not to mimic Sturgis, but to add to the entertainment. We're gonna try to do some other stuff and bring the motorcycles and the industry up here, that racing side of it. Kyle's got a badass little salesman, KC, man. It's got a little stunt show and stuff like that. It's gonna be floating all around town at different locations, just showing up, talking about his dealership. I mean, that's what Arkansas brings. Plus, there's killer pie restaurants everywhere. Kyle knows what the good ones are. And Kyle
Pie? You
knows
talking
what the
about
good
pizza
ones are.
pie?
No, I'm talking about pie, like the OR Cafe.
Oh shit, yeah, definitely.
I thought you were talking about women.
No, I'm talking about pie. Kyle's got one down the street from him too. Whenever I meet him for lunch, man, I grab the pie. I don't like the catfish as much, but I like the pie. You know what I mean?
Hey, Catfish John's is pretty good, but
it is good. It is good.
You know who else has some pretty good pie? Actually, Village Inn. They got some killer pies.
Man, we go by there. Me and Andrew, we go down the hill and get the strawberry pie.
Hey, if I need pie, I go to Ozark General Store.
OR.
Or OR.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's the best part about the
But you got to get there early because there's going to be a line.
It'll be packed.
Yeah.
Don't tell people how much they sell cheeseburgers for down there. They won't buy mine. I promise you, man.
We will talk about that.
$6 cheeseburgers. They're killer.
So this is some talk going on in the chat here. I heard Shade Tree Surgeon is coming up to Flatheads. And that's what the video says. He is bringing a Honda Goldwing as a hill climb bike. So that's going to be something to watch one way or the other, whether it goes up the hill or not.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Hey, Jeff, who do you have your money on, Shade Tree or Sandoval?
I don't know. Both of them got a I'm going to win type of attitude. I don't know, man. That's going to be a hard one.
Neither of them are real climber. I mean, they're both taking bikes that should never go up a hill.
I mean, that's going to be the best part of it. I mean, we do have a dirt bike class because, we want to see how this. We've never done this before. I mean, we're just going to see how it pans out. So we did a dirt bike class because we know there's a bunch of dirt bike guys up here. You know what I mean? And a bunch of the enduros and Pan Americans and all that stuff. We hope somebody goes up there and kills it on a Pan American. You know what I mean? But fucking. We did an outlaw class, and as soon as Adam heard about it, they were talking to Shade Tree, and next thing you know, they also they're going down Friday morning, I think it's Friday morning down to Kyle's and down to Rogers and doing a poker run from Kyle's place to Rogers to the Cathouse to Flatheads for the preliminaries of that deal. So they're going to go down and see everybody, spread the love, and see what's going on.
I think Pig Trail should build a long swing arm Pan America for next year.
You know what? We may do that now that you guys are kicking it off.
Hey, the one thing good about Kyle, man, he has a competitive spirit too, man. So I mean, but you see,
we can make this a big deal.
Well, I think you can too.
Non-traditional hill climb bikes.
It's something to grow on, man, and I'm just telling you that's what's cool. I think about this year right here is because it's bringing out a competitive spirit. People are bringing up their A game. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that their venue is doing a great job, and that's the spark needed to be put back, and that's what's happening, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I got to watch my first hill climbs at Sturgis this year. I took Firecracker over to the Jack Pine Gypsies MC hill climb event on Friday morning, I think it was, and we watched the little kids on like 50cc and 70cc pit bikes and stuff trying to get up the hill. And they had two different tracks, of course, one for little kids and one for the bigger bikes and stuff. But it's really cool seeing these little kids trying to get up the hill and everybody's pushing them and supporting them and also catch them to make sure they're safe and everything. But I mean, she couldn't even sit down. She was so excited watching these little kids, and she was on the edge of her seat because it reminds her of her grandsons, trying to ride bikes and stuff. And so it's a really cool thing to watch and be a part of, and I hope everybody gets out to Flatheads to watch that. We've talked about it on the stream before, so it's not a big secret. We're getting married Saturday morning, and so we're gonna get that done before noon so we can be at Flatheads by 1 for the hill climb.
Yeah. Hey Kyle, you got a bike giveaway down there too, don't you?
Yeah, so there's a couple bike giveaways. The CVMA is doing a raffle, the Combat Vets. So they're raising money, and they're going to raffle off a 23 Electric Glide Police Edition. And then Jackal, Jesse James is giving away a Street Glide ST or Road Glide ST Saturday night on the stage, which that one, that's pretty cool, big deal.
It's a Road Glide ST, but if I win it, I'll be asking you about.
Oh yeah, Mike was at the dealership trying to figure it out, and he was having a little technical difficulty. It may have been my Wi-Fi,
Kyle
or
hooked me up.
somebody may have sabotaged his phone. I don't know.
It turned out it was your Wi-Fi. I got off your Wi-Fi, and then I could get through. I think you were trying to sabotage my chances of winning.
I don't know, man, because everybody else was doing just fine. But
You saying it was user error?
no,
Good.
I'm speculating if I say that, but
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I see where you got me. That's okay. I'm gonna be asking you if we can trade that Road Glide in for a Street Glide ST straight across.
we'll do it.
I gotta win it first.
Hey, we're gonna have the best new inventory selection. I haven't talked about this, and I'll quit so Jeff can probably talk about his stuff. Best new selection we've had since 2019, and Harley's got that $2,500 trade-in credit program going on through the end of the month. Which, if people are watching, considering buying a motorcycle, there's no better time than now because Harley doesn't typically do that, so it doesn't cost the dealership. Which typically the dealerships have to fund any kind of discounts, promotions. So you can really maximize your trade-in. Just something to throw out there, for people. The selection is going to be grand. We're going to have some really killer custom bikes, and just a good options for everybody.
We have the big tent set up again with full of bikes.
Yep.
And
think about riding that new bike over to Eureka, over to the Cathouse, the Rockin' Pig, Jonesys, Boyums, and showing it off. Some memories with your buddies.
Hey, look who stopped in the chat to say hi. She just got home. She didn't want to get on the cameraman to go, but everybody give her a shout out.
Hey,
She's had a lot going on this week.
You got a huge inventory of used bikes on that you're going to have underneath the tent too. I mean, you're one of the biggest. You're probably one of the biggest in a multiple state area around here, right?
Yeah, we sell a lot of used motorcycles. We're typically in the top 10 in the country of Harley dealers and used bike sales.
Well, I know we bought a used bike from you, and you guys were awesome to work with. Stood behind everything. We needed. You couldn't get a tire at the time. You said bring it back in a month. We'll have your tire. We'll put it on. Part of the deal, no charge. Everything was exactly what you said it would be. No questions asked. You were great to work with, and we really appreciate that, and have enjoyed that experience working with you.
Well, we appreciate you, Mike. I know it was a little bit of a wait for the tire, but.
That's all right. She needs a new one now. It's literally been 18 months and she's burnt that back tire off. It's I gotta get online and order her one, or maybe
miles and memories.
You got
miles and memories.
Maybe we'll just have one put on while we're down there. We'll see.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, Kyle, your service center has saved a number of my buddies' asses down there. Nothing's worse when you're out of town and you're trying to have a fun time at a rally and you need a bike repair, and you guys just kick ass.
We try our best, man. It's, challenging sometimes, but we are all riders. So we understand the feeling of getting stuck, and it's not fun.
No.
So we try to prioritize and work our travelers in.
Somebody asked if Firecracker was going to take her Purple Lightning bike up the hill climb. I'm not sure if she's still in the chat. She had some things she had to do, but I'm going to tell you the answer is no. I'll be the one that'll have to pay for the repairs. Yeah, here's her answer. No way.
No way.
Yeah, she's pretty happy with the custom paint job and the bars, and we bought an intake. We got to get some exhaust. We looked at Chromeworks while we were in Sturgis, but they didn't really have anything for the Sport Glide. It's a little limited on choices. So we got to get some exhaust for it. And then she's already got a race tune license. So then we're going to get it tuned.
The fun begins.
All right. So Jeff, do you want to talk about some of the stuff going on there in Eureka Springs? You want me to throw some slides up on some of the entertainment you got going on in the area?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer questions about anything. So along with, so Kyle's got Pigtail Harley Davidson up here. I mean, they got a full band schedule up there, which he told you about. Vendors up here and demo rides. Pigtail's kind of centrally located in Eureka. So when you come up to the store, no matter which way you go, there's a good restaurant, bar, whatever. Of course, the Cathouse, downtown Eureka Springs, one of the, biggest destinations if you ride a motorcycle in this area. We're going to be here. We're going to have full band schedules. We have full bands here every day. The same food. We'll have contests, a couple little contests here. Our bike parking's free. On top of that, the city's, guesstimate 300 to 500 extra parking spaces right next to the bar here, free downtown. The auditorium has a couple concerts there. You can look them up online. I think they got Quiet Riot there one night and another band there the other night. I think they got a band there Thursday night at the auditorium. Then you have all the people that have been pulling off Eureka for as long as I've been here. You got Switchbacks, Jonesys, Legends, La Familia Restaurant, Amigos, the Barbarian Inn, which is a new one to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue this year. They're doing a beer tent up there in their parking lot and stuff like that, and they got killer food up there, and they're doing some stuff. There's a bunch of them that I'm not missing right now. You got the farm out there that's a campground, a BBB, the official campground. They got a full schedule of events. They got a concert out there on Friday and Saturday nights. And then, to step up our game and make us competitive in this arena, we open Flatheads. You know what I mean? It's out on 23 as you come in from 412. It's 150 acres. It's beautifully set up. It has an amphitheater, bar, restaurant. Not talking shit, but we stepped up the game a little bit last minute, put a good lineup together. We got Jasmine Kane, which if you follow in the biker world, she's there every Thursday. She's there Thursday night with Scotty Austin of Saving Abel. To open it off, we got military appreciation night Friday night, and we have who is it? We have Saliva and is it Saliva? No. It's Back in Black, AC/DC tribute band, and Saliva, Josie Scott from Saliva. And then Saturday night, we have Crueligans, which is a Motley Crue tribute band. And then we have the Texas Hippie Coalition, and they travel with a couple bands. Aaron, can you tell them a little bit about this? I want to introduce Aaron. This is Blowout Biker Productions. He's our MC for Flatheads, and he can tell you a lot more about these bands than I can. Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, Texas Hippie Coalition. One of the bands I'll have with them is Gravel. They're out of Colorado Springs. Badass. I've done a lot of shows with them. I had 4 shows with them up in Sturgis at Kickstands this year. I've had them out at the Crater Rally before. They're a badass band, good heavy metal. You'll enjoy them. Texas Hippie Coalition. I talked to Nevada with them earlier today, probably about an hour ago. They're ready to come out and rock it, put on one hell of a show. Always a lot of fun with them. If you've never seen Texas Hippie Coalition, you're in for a treat, that's for sure. They're one hell of a band. Of course, then Back in Black too on Friday night. I mean, I've done so many shows with them across the country. If you've never seen Back in Black and you're an AC/DC tribute fan, AC/DC fan, then you need to check them out because they're the best tribute band out there. Their lead singer actually auditioned to fill in for AC/DC. They've got a documentary out on Netflix, I believe it is, or Amazon, called My Stupid Tribute Band, and it's a pretty good documentary to watch. But they've been around for over 20 years. They're badass. It'll be a good show.
And then Cathouse is sponsoring Sin City. Aaron can tell you more about the events. We got a Friday night homemade bikini contest. We got a Saturday night Miss Flatheads contest. Sin City opens up out there every night at 12 o'clock. Bring your own booze. There'll be a bonfire and a DJ playing white girl drunk dance music. You know what I mean? Welcome to Sin City. You know what I mean? And if you guys go check out Aaron and Blowout Biker Productions. I mean, he's been running shows and running campgrounds all across the country. We really want to step up our game and make sure that we bring some professionalism to him. So we got together with Aaron, and he said, man, I'm in, bro. So that's why we hired him to run this thing out there, because he knows how to put on a show. And,
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I try my best to make it a good party, bring fun to the party. I'm gonna drink right along with everybody and try to still be standing at the end of the night. Bike games on Saturday. I'll be hosting bike games Saturday, doing a slow race, keg roll, ball and cone, roadkill, keg toss, weenie bite. Honey, I'm home. I've got some of the big adult hippie hop deals. We'll do a booby bounce race. We have a lot of fun. We're gonna kick it up a level, and I plan on bringing Texas to Arkansas and putting on one hell of a party. Do it my way.
I'll tell you when I'm
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I'm listening to you three guys talk, and what's becoming very, very clear is all three of you have mastered your arenas. I mean, you guys do first grade stuff, and it shows as a patron that, you know, when I go to an event, it's just clear that all of you guys know what you're doing, and it makes the experience for us just that much better.
Well, that's what it's about. I mean, when we're in this industry, in this whatever business you're in, I mean, our job is to I don't care how shitty of a day you are, when you're getting up and trying to help make these people have a good time, put your shit behind you, because we're here to let them have a party. They're paying for an experience, and we want them to talk about it for months afterwards.
Yep.
Or years.
Right.
I do probably 15 to 20 events a year. At least 10 to 12 of them are 3 and 4 day weekend long camping adult rallies. And so I'm excited. I enjoy it. I'm excited to be coming up there to Arkansas this year. Plus, it's not going to be 152 degrees like
We're
it is
looking
here.
forward to having you.
I'm really looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to having you. Like Steve said, I mean, you know, I've been coming to BBB for a few years. I came the first time in, I think, 2002, and then didn't come for several years, raised kids and things. And but I've been coming for the last 6-7 years. I came when there was no BBB, when it was just Kyle's rally at the exit and Eureka Springs putting on events, because the businesses in Northwest Arkansas depend a lot on this event. And, you know, so we wanted to support those businesses. A lot of, you know, people that are dedicated to this event came anyway. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be back this year. You guys have really brought a list of things to entertain and to give everybody something to look forward to. You know, whatever it is, whether your thing's a party thing or whether your thing is demo rides or vendors, you need new exhaust or new bars or whatever, there's going to be something for everybody at this event, and you're not going to find better riding anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that part, because I'll be so busy working, I won't get a chance to really enjoy the riding, because I have a rally that I'm leaving for tomorrow for this week, next weekend. I come home on Sunday and I leave on Tuesday to head up to Eureka Springs, and I got to get right back here and head to Bandera, Texas for one the following weekend. So, yeah, I won't really get a chance to even do any riding.
Have you been to Eureka Springs before?
I've been there when I was a kid. I was there, but then me and my wife went up there probably, I bet you it's been 20 years ago we were up there.
Okay, well,
without the bike.
Just any way you want to ride into that town is kick ass. I mean, curves, switchbacks. I mean, it's just a blast to ride into Eureka Springs. Doesn't matter.
I remember when we went up there probably 20 some odd years ago, and we had 4 kids, so we had a minivan. We didn't have the kids with us, had a pop-up camper behind us, and I don't see real good at night. And we're driving into Eureka Springs at night on them passes, and that was pretty interesting. Our minivan with our pop-up camper, but we had a great time. We love it there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Spring Fling is a great event to come to if you don't have something else going that weekend. It's fairly early in the year. The riding is still beautiful and great. We have a wonderful time there. It's a great way to kick the riding season off. So we'll be back in Spring Fling as well. So, you know, maybe if you can get the weekend off, you can come take a ride with us.
I'm hoping I'll be there. I really do. Hoping I'll be at
there.
Rally Point.
Hey, Jeff, Jeff, that metal bar on 23, it's no longer there. I always forget the name that it was. Now
Two
it's a
wheels.
zip line.
2 wheels. It used to be called 2 wheels.
So if for those listening that's not 100% sure where Flat Rocks is, it's basically
Flathead.
across the street, isn't it? Across the
Yeah,
highway.
Flathead across the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
So when you come up 23 from 412, you'll see the zip line place on the left. It used to be 2 wheels right across the street. It's been there forever. It's 3B. It used to be 3B off-road park. It's Eureka Springs Adventure Park now. But for the next few years, it's going to be Flatheads for Spring Fling, and for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, it's going to be Flatheads Rally Point. Each year, we're going to make it better. I mean, me and Aaron have already been talking about Spring Fling already, what we're going to do for Spring Fling, what bands we're going to have. And then we're going to get with Kyle. Kyle's a big part of Spring Fling, has been every year. He's the one that helped made this rally grow, and we do that together. This rally, that's why I always want to make sure we give credit where credit's due. This rally's always been a Rogers Fayetteville thing. Eureka Springs has always got the runoff on it now. We just want to step up our game to make sure that the people, no matter where they go in Arkansas, are going to be open and received well and have a great venue to go to, period.
So I think we've talked about some of the stuff and the bike games that are at Flatheads. There's going to be contests there. There's going to be music there. Jeff's going to have music at the Cathouse. There's going to be music at Jonesys. There's going to be music at Switchback. The music aspect is definitely stepped up a lot this year over the last couple of years. I think everybody's bringing it. It's going to be a tough decision. And this is kind of like escalated to the point that Sturgis is, where you're not going to be able to get it all in one weekend. You're not going to get it all in one weekend. You're going to have to pick and choose what you want to do this year, and then do something different next year if you want to see a different part of it and stuff. Or this event's going to have to get bigger because there's a lot of stuff going on this year.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of it with 200,000 or 300,000 people, there's plenty of people to go around for everyone too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to make all the venues happy.
Yeah. There's no reason that everybody's.
And the customer experience, you get too packed in places, it gets uncomfortable, and Yeah.
When I brag about Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue and how much fun I have down there, and people will say, well, what's the difference between it and Sturgis? One of the things is within a day's an easy ride, you've got Kansas City, St. Louis, Memphis, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas. I mean, you've got a lot of people to draw from.
Well, really,
Sturgis is a day ride from everything.
Everybody's got to ride to Sturgis. I mean, it's a trip.
Really, another thing too is what a lot of people don't know too is what I think this rally has got them. From what I've known, I've only been 8 years. Kyle could probably tell you more. He's been here longer, but so I'm telling you, our biggest growth that we see is from the north. We get a lot of people up here from Minnesota lately, Illinois. I mean, that's just where our growth just seems to be going a lot. I don't know why. I think it's maybe because up there the weather starts getting cold already, and they can still drive 4, 6, 8 hours and still get weather here. So it's one of the last rallies to get to. That's why when this is over, we always go down there to Galveston where Blowout's at down there and go to the Galveston rally at the end of the year. You know what I mean? So try to get the last of the good weather. I think that's why Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is getting a lot of its growth from,
Yeah, so last year when they moved the dates to October, we heard a lot of comments from Northerners, Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, that they weren't going to be able to make it because the weather was going to be shifted. When they were heading home, they, too big a risk of weather. So, but we get them too, man. We get people that ride down in this area, even not just the rally. They come to the rally, but then they come a couple times a year because Eureka's a unique place. Harrison, Mountain Home, Jasper. I mean, it's
on and on and on.
It's a destination, man, and we just want to share it with everybody. I think we're all committed to helping people get some kick-ass memories, and benefit the local community, benefit the people coming in. That's what we're all about.
Yeah,
I
I've
agree.
got some friends that haven't done Peel's Ferry yet, so we may be running across Peel's Ferry and bringing them in that way on Thursday, because that's just beautiful riding over there. I mean, it's 76 from Cassville to Flat Creek. We rode that a couple weeks ago, and people don't even know about that. And that's a beautiful curvy road, lights, nice long sweepers that you can, kind of relax in, but yet it's a good, fun road.
One of my favorite roads is 103 from OR down to Cassville. That son of a bitch. You better be able to ride a motorcycle. The switchbacks are serious.
I mean, I'm telling you, the best ride to me is between Eureka Springs and Pig Trail Harley Davidson. You got the windies on 62 coming up out of across Lake Leatherwood. It's the windiest roads in Arkansas. Then you can jump on those big, long straightaways with big open curves and open it all the way up through the mountains. Then you drop down through another couple little towns, and then boom, you're at the dealership. And there happens to be a little bar right there you can stop at too before that.
There's always one little valley that I love to just fucking let it go. About halfway between Eureka and Rogers. At the bottom, there's a little gas station. Convenient. You know where I'm talking?
Riverview gas station, yeah.
Let it fucking go, man. I mean, if I'm not doing 100 by the time we hit that hill, something's wrong.
No, it's a perfect big sweeper right across that bridge, man. I think that, because you get the best of everything there. I mean, you can open it up, you can do the little twisties, they're all elevated. Then you hit those two big, left-hand corners that are kind of swooping. Then you come up over that hill, and it's hard right down that hill. I mean, it's got everything in it. And just in that road, 22 miles of everything Eureka Springs has to offer, and gas stations all there. You're not out of the way. I love going down the OR store and getting the pie. Don't get me wrong, but if you go down there on a Monday and Tuesday, there ain't shit open down there. You know what I mean?
True.
We rode in Sturgis. We rode Iron Mountain Road and Van Ocker Canyon and stuff. And I actually got a chance to ride the new CVOs and rode with somebody from Harley Davidson. And we were talking about where we were going to ride. And Firecracker was a little nervous about riding her own bike up there. It's her first time riding at Sturgis. She rode all the way to Sturgis, and she rode her bike every day there. And she went out with us to do the CVO ride. I rode CVOs and she rode her own bike. But, she really loved Van Ocker Canyon and stuff. But, she was a little worried about it. And I said, if you can ride 62 from Eureka Springs to Pig Trail Harley Davidson, you can ride anything in South Dakota.
Yep.
Best road.
Hey guys, I'm fixing to have to jump off here. But Flatheads, we're gonna throw a party. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot for jumping on, man.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
I'll see you there.
All right, yeah, absolutely. I'll see y'all 1 week from tomorrow. I'll be rolling into town.
Cool.
See you then.
All right, take care.
Take it easy.
All right. So I do think moving it back a couple of weeks won't hurt with the weather. I mean, they're talking in the chat about how the weather was a couple of years ago. My buddy Jamie's in the chat here. He's from Bucyrus, Missouri, where the men and the cows are afraid. It got a little chilly last year riding at night, but it wasn't too bad. But I understand where the further north you go, the worse that gets and stuff. So I think I've been telling everybody the dates have moved back, and they're going to stay these dates if at all possible, right, Kyle?
That's the way the plan is. Yeah. So last year was just you had to work around a few things, and these September dates are good. Really,
and for people who may not realize, Bike Fest is the weekend before, and there was a period where me and Firecracker, kind of before I really started doing the YouTube thing a lot, we would take and go to Bike Fest, and we would take a week vacation. And on Sunday, we'd lead Bike Fest. We'd ride to Southwest Missouri. We'd stay 2 or 3 days around Branson, Hollister, and we'd ride Harrison and Peels Ferry and, Flat Creek and all these areas and stuff for 2 or 3 days. And then we'd roll into Eureka and party on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and have a great time and go see the bikes and the vendors and the concerts and everything else and stuff. And I think keeping these dates, the way they are now will actually lend to that maybe people can look at just taking a week-long vacation or, with a couple of added days for travel, and they can have 2 bike rallies with, great, awesome riding and stuff back to back. I think it's a great opportunity for both rallies to capitalize on that and to draw more people to the central part of the country. And it can actually help both rallies.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Sturgis is 10 days. You take 10 days, you couple up a Bike Fest with Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. You hit Branson and, between rallies. That's a kick-ass 10 days.
There next year, if you haven't heard, the 120th anniversary had to move their dates. People were upset about it because they moved it to the weekend before Sturgis. And it's the same kind of thing that Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue ran into. It's a scheduling conflict. There's a Republican National Convention is coming to Milwaukee the weekend they wanted to have it, and there's just scheduling. They had to rearrange things and everything else. That stuff happens, but I'm glad to see the dates where they are. I think that's going to really lend to the rally to be even better and stuff. And we're looking forward to being there. It's going to be a good time.
Well, it's going to work out perfectly this year because if you look at the weather for this year, man, it's off the hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's going to be good.
Oh, man. God, I'm fired up. Now I just got to find a hot little chick to bring along. Just a little plug there.
Talk, guys.
Usually, though, I prefer to go down there stag, and then I find me a hot little lady at the Cathouse.
That happens.
It happens a lot. There's plenty of them there.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to get off here.
All right. Well, Kyle, thank you for joining us. Fill us in on everything that's going on at the bottom of the hill, as we'd like to call it now. And I'm going to try and get over there. We're going to get to town Thursday, but I'm going to try and get over there Friday if I can. See you Saturday's going to be a very full day for me, but hopefully we'll get to catch you sometime on Friday and check out some of the vendors. I definitely want to come over and say hi to my friends at Clockworks and stuff. Those guys are awesome. So we'll thank you for being here and sharing everything with us.
Well, thanks for having me, and everybody that's involved, man, that's watching. We appreciate it. Everybody that's stepping up to make this thing killer. It's a community event, and it takes a lot of people, a lot of venues, but a lot of team members. I can't thank my team enough for what they do for our riders. And Jeff, I know you're the same. Our teams are what make it happen. So, if you run into them, give them a high five or something.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to go have dinner with my family. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right, Jeff. Have you got anything you want to wrap it up with besides come to BFE and have a good old time?
No, have a good old time. Come see everybody, and we'll go from there, man. It was good to see you.
All right.
Hello?
Well, guys, I think Jeff's going to sign off here. We're going to wrap this up tonight, a little shorter than usual, but I've got a lot of family stuff going on this week and stuff, so I'm going to get off here. And I appreciate everybody being involved, being in the stream, and sharing this information with everybody for tuning in. We had 47 people in here consistently throughout the night. So I really appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. If you've got friends that might like to know this information, please share this thing out on social media, whether it's Facebook or email or however you want to get to them. But I appreciate everybody doing that and getting the word out, supporting these businesses, supporting these events, and supporting our lifestyle. That's what it's all about.
Hell yeah.
All right, Bagger, we'll catch you in a couple of days.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great time and be safe. And we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, we'll see you at Bike Fest at Lake of the Ozarks and Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Right on.